Divorce isn't that big a deal.
You don't have kids.
Or money.
The funniest film of the year is finally here. Dakota Johnson and Adria Arjona star in Splitsville, an unromantic comedy.
I don't want to get a divorce.
No one does.
She does.
Critics are praising the sexy, absurd, and hilarious take on modern marriage and relationships as an outrageous instant classic.
We need to find a way to restore the balance, and you had sex with my wife, so maybe, I don't know.
No way.
What is wrong with you?
Splitsville, rated R, now playing in select theaters everywhere September 5th.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowes.com/rebates for details.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Who's the Bitch, where we hear your bitchuation and we tell you who's the bitch. I'm Kara Klank, one of your hosts.
Yes, I'm Jackie Zabrowski, and I guess I am a bitch. I feel like we should start saying this at the top of the episodes, like it's an AA
like
meeting.
Like an AA meeting.
Yes,
like,
yes,
hi, my name is Kara Klank, and I'm a bitch.
Yeah, and I think that this is where we go to confess these things to each other because we've got to celebrate it somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Here, we're not just putting down bitches, okay? We're here to lift the bitches up, okay? Or sometimes smack them back down.
We almost never tell anybody you're a bitch and don't ever call us again, and we wouldn't want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Most of the time, you're a bitch that we'd love to have a little hangout with, you know? Like,
yeah, we love a
so
kiki. I love, oh my God, a bitchy kiki, a bitchy tiki kiki. Now get me there. If the drink is blue, I will be drinking it. That's really, I think, the only way I can drink anymore is if the drink is so stupid that I have to drink it.
Well, hence our BuzzBallz.
Hence.
And listen, we did look into getting one of those BuzzBall pools that you guys have all been messaging us about.
200 pounds.
Weighs 200 pounds when it comes. And I'm not fat shaming the BuzzBall pool, but that's a fucking
I am
lot.
I am offended.
For a blow up pool? That's a blow up. And it's $20. Is the shipping like $75?
It has to be.
I couldn't see because it's sold out. But if anybody notices that if anyone notices that the inventory clears back up and that they become available for sale again, because there's no notify me button, unfortunately, on the BuzzBall website, let us know.
Please
because
let us know.
I would love to at least put it in a cart and see what the shipping would be. But that, failing that, I've got to go into a buy nothing group and see if anyone bought one and regrets it.
And then
I can go over to their house and pick it up in my neighborhood.
Especially in Los Angeles, at least one person bought it and was like, why did I drunkenly buy this? I should probably get rid of this.
Yeah.
And then we'll start, oh my God, I'm going to start looking for through Facebook. There's going to be one somewhere. But how upset would you have been if you had clicked over to the shipping and saw that the shipping was probably like $250 for a 200-pound blow up pool?
That's why they can't charge that much for it, I'm sure. Like, I mean, I don't know. We don't, if anyone has bought one, let us know.
Please, we need the intel.
It's just a really crazy a thing. And I just don't get why it's that it's that heavy when it's mostly just pool rubber. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I guess, like, I've bought my kids like a blow up pool, and that comes and usually feels like maybe it's like 20 pounds. And this thing is just a little bit taller than a kid's blow up pool. So I don't get where it goes.
Maybe it's filled with BuzzBallz. Maybe it comes already filled
with BuzzBallz.
See, now that's a $20 I can get behind.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I'll pay the shipping.
I feel like, Kara, we're bordering on territory of almost starting to shame the people that got the BuzzBall pools, and I don't want to broach upon that.
Oh no, I'm shaming BuzzBall as a company. It's such a weird piece of merch.
It is, and it is women owned. And man, these moms out here have been getting some bullshit as of late. And I mean, Kara even just said in your mom group, you just received the article that was just like, can we stop with the mom shaming?
Yes. If you're a mom listening to this podcast, my text thread sent me a article in The Atlantic by Maital Ayal that's called Enough with the Mom Guilt Already. And it ties into some stuff that Jackie's been witnessing.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the old net.
On the net. Yeah, not IRL. Just seeing what has been going on, because now I know that we've recorded this episode in the previous times, but I know that the mom guilt hasn't stopped in the next couple of weeks. So Sophie Turner has been really getting a lot of shit because there's been a lot of pictures taken of her without her children, her out doing things, her on set, her on dates. And the internet got to such a tidal wave of shit against her that she came out because the internet kept being like, where are your children? Have you abandoned your children? Never see you around with your children. Guess you're a bad mom. And all of this, like throwing barbs. And she came out and had to be like, guys, I share custody with my children. I'm not around them all the time. They have a father that they're also with. And also you're finding me like while I'm working and doing other things. So please stop saying I'm a bad mother because I've forgotten about my children. But it's insane that she got pushed to such a point that she felt the need that she had to say something about it.
No, because people have a really hard time with moms like having a life. They have a hard time with moms being like, I'm just simply not going to identify only as a mother. And that's like been something that I've aimed to do since the moment I popped a child out. I mean, we all know I went back to work after 5 weeks.
You were recording up to, I remember seeing you right before you popped. And I was like, Kara, how are you still working?
That's who I am. I don't expect that from everyone, but I don't expect that to be criticized either. Like, I don't know. But it's, I can't tell who's doing the shaming. Is it moms that are putting so much pressure on themselves? And then they're like, well, that's not fair that she gets to do this. Like, I mean, I've posted photos of my kids in their car seat and people have been like, that's not tight enough. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, it's just like everyone
has an opinion, but then there are some times when the internet is right. Like with Kourtney Kardashian, she was posted breastfeeding her son on a boat, which, I mean, it's a flex for sure, but the child didn't have a life-saving preserver on. Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. Life-saving preserver. Didn't have one on, and the internet flipped out. And honestly, Kourtney Kardashian came out and was like, y'all, I wasn't even thinking about a life vest. So you were right. And I went out and I got him a life vest. Thanks so much. So there are also times when it's like Kourtney Kardashian just wasn't even thinking about it. I don't understand because I feel like there's a whole team of people that are around her at all times that nobody thought about putting a life jacket on the kid, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So I just think, I mean, people are going to jump on the Kardashians no matter what. They must be immune to it at this point. But she did listen.
Are they though? Because Kourtney Kardashian literally is the one of the Kardashians that's like, I think that this has gotten to a point that I'm good with. I think I'm good. Can I get out of this?
I don't even know because I don't really follow them. So you got to tell me.
Oh, it's all good. I don't watch the show.
She's like, after decades on TV and birthing all of my children on camera, I think I'm ready to wrap it up.
Finally ready to stop. Yeah. So maybe she's just, funny. You know, sometimes like Jennifer Lopez, you have enough and you just don't want any more. And it's been enough.
Enough is enough.
But it's just, it is hard. I just remember before you throw guilt or shame towards mom, just remember everybody's going through something, you know?
Yeah, short of like something that
is dangerous, like the life vest. Like, I mean, yes, tell her
vest.
she, like, you know, I think it's, I wish someone in her real life had said, hey, why don't you put a life vest on that kid? But, you know,
And I'm sure somebody thinks that even though I've got my kid in an expensive ass fucking car seat and they're strapped in, that I should have it an inch tighter and they want to let me know. Good for you. You know, okay. But it is really, I started this article and I was already like, hell yeah. And I haven't finished it, but I recommend it. Maybe let's all read it together and see what is up because yeah, it's just so interesting that it's like, you cannot watch a mom having fun. You cannot watch a mom doing something without her kids, but then it's like,
you cannot watch her hopping on pop. You cannot watch her sucking on Rap. That's it, Rop. So many things rhyme with the word hop, Jackie, but I said Rop instead, not a word. That's fine. I'm doing fine. We're making it through the summer.
We are. Listen.
We're hitting the end of, it's the end and yet it's not because there's a bunch more summer left.
Well, this episode comes out on September 3rd. So I guess this is
I'm more thinking that it's done like according to the calendar, it's
not
starting to
done
wrap up
until September
it's not
22nd or 1st or something. But it is post Labor Day now. So congratulations, everybody. You're into the fall. Spooky season is within reach.
Oh my God, I need it.
Jackie is so close. Although, as we've discussed, September is the hottest fucking part of Los Angeles life. So just when you think fall is here, it's not remotely here. But for the rest of you, it's like back to school. It's Labor Day. It's
September's
new beginnings.
heating up.
But
Yes.
for us, we're in a time machine back in August, still enjoying some traditional summer fun. But let's hop into today's solicited advice because we've got a lot of good ones. Jackie, please. I was listening to one of our latest episodes, and the way you read the emails really is, I would listen to one of your audiobooks. Like it is really. Oh
my God.
I'm almost like, do you guys hate it when I read one? Because like Jackie does it so. Like
I love it when you read them, Kara. You're doing a great job, but I mean,
we'll see.
If you
we'll vote after today's episode, and maybe I'll never do one again.
I'll send you some of my audiobooks and see if you actually want to hear my voice more often than you already hear my voice.
I'll pick up some tips at the very least.
Let's jump in.
You got
Dearest Kara and Jackie, longtime listener, That's Messed Up, and Page 7, hello, first-time submitter for this podcast. This is a doozy, so I will get to it. All right, here's the backstory. Exactly 1 year ago, my sister, B, suddenly left her husband, J, of 8 years, because she claimed he was too controlling financially, and she, quote, needed space. She announced this by moving out of their home and into an apartment that he agreed to pay for so she could find herself. I should also mention that they had a nonverbal autistic 3-year-old and an 18-month-old in the middle of this move, which put pressure on my mom to help. My parents were completely blindsided by her decision to move, and my dad decided not to help her lift a pencil to move, leaving my mom to play Captain Save-A-Ho once again. Do love the phrase Captain Save-A-Ho. I thought that this was a major move and that if B had found her own place, remember my brother-in-law's paying her $3,500 a month rent, hi, this is Southern California, then things aren't going so well and they're on the path to divorce-o land. I tried being the supportive sister and aunt during this time and talked to her about her decision. She told me she felt free. When I would ask about how the kids were adjusting to her new setup, she would say it would take time and they'd grow used to it, not indicating at all that they planned to get back together, despite Jay trying desperately to suggest counseling, taking up hobbies together, going on more dates, etc. After 3 weeks, however, that freedom was exposed as an affair that had been going on for a year. My brother-in-law Jay gets a text from anonymous concerned friend of B's, claiming that she has information about an affair my sister has been having at their local bowling alley. Turns out my sister had been lying about taking bowling lessons, we've been bowling since birth, as a front for running through the pro shop boys like Kleenex, landing on one who didn't care she was still in a marriage, and he had his own family too. Fiance, stepkid, and newborn baby. Jay works at my family's small business, something B forced him to do since he lost his high-paying real estate job a few months prior. So my mom found out as soon as he hung up, to which she told my husband, who also works there, that she needed to prevent Jay from killing B by getting to her home before he did. When my mom arrived, B blocked her entrance into her apartment and started acting very weird and defensive. My mom took the hint that someone was in there and that whatever B was doing could be handled better and without secrets. She reminded B that just a few weeks prior during her move, my mom had asked her, "Is there someone else?" To which B responded incredulously, "Mom, with what time?" It took this to figure out that it was my sister spending hours at the bowling alley, well past closing at 2 a.m. too, to be with her side piece without supervision. He was in the apartment watching and hiding while this went down. The conversation ended with my sister stating that she is 32 and can do whatever she wants, and slamming the door in my mom's face. When I heard this, I decided to use the tried and true method of eldest sister disappointment. Oh, I know it. I know it well. The silent treatment. Granted, my sister and I were not close to begin with, but I knew I would be the one to ask if she needed help with her kids. I felt bad cutting her off, as well as my niece and nephew, who are so young and don't deserve this. My parents also cut her off for a while, only to reconnect during Thanksgiving with B's crocodile tears. Come to find out later that these were crocodile tears in a bid to get money. Early December rolls around, and I get a random text from B telling me that our mom put her in a pickle and she needed someone to watch her kids at the end of the month because she has plans. When I received this message, I had just put my senior dog to sleep. Rip Ozzy, sending you love. So I put it aside for the day. The next day, I texted her back, informing her of my day and that I wasn't sure I would be available, as I also had plans with my kids. All I get back is, sorry for your loss, and silence. The next thing I know, my husband is calling me, saying that B is accusing the entire family of sabotaging her happiness because no one would watch her kids, and she has plans with her boyfriend. Divorce proceedings began 2 months prior. I saw the deepest shade of red I've ever seen and wrote a scathing text back saying that her main character syndrome doesn't affect my life and bid her adieu.
And now we have the text. She has included screenshots, which we love.
I love a screenshot. The receipts, the screenshots, the proof. Everything. I don't know. Okay, this is the text. I don't know what prescription for audacity that you are on, bitch. But if you're really threatening to not speak to your family because we have lives and cannot accommodate yours, then you can fuck right the fuck off. You need to lie in the bed you made in the apartment your soon-to-be ex-husband is paying for, whom you were unfaithful to at least 3 times over. We know everything because you're sloppy and don't know when to shut your mouth and who you're talking to. No loyalty breeds no loyalty. I do judge you for this, but I judge you harder by the way you handle your transgression. If you wanted your side to be heard, then why slam the door in mom's face? Why lie to her when she asks a straight-up question? If you wanted sympathy, why are you ditching everyone to play homewrecker with a man who has a family of his own? Are you not happy until you are HBIC?
Which is head bitch in charge, in case you don't know.
Charge? How can you be that when you have no friends or family for you to walk all over? So fine. I don't understand how one wants sympathy but acts like a spoiled child every time someone doesn't bend to their will. Look in the mirror sometime. You're not emotionally abused. You're the abuser. Faking tears for sympathy and money? Take it from someone who experienced a broken home and has experienced emotional trauma. This is what your kids will pick up on later. It doesn't matter how young they are. Hope you had fun bowling or whatever the fuck you're doing. Hope you don't get caught by the wife. Oh wait, yes I do. Goodbye.
Whoa. There's like 4 things in this text message that I want on a t-shirt. But keep going. The email's not over. There's a little bit more.
We have been radio silent since then. She did show Jay my texts and asked him, how does she know all of this? Fast forward to today. And she broke up with her first new boyfriend and quickly found a new one. The divorce is becoming more and more contentious as she manipulated my parents into paying her divorce lawyer while they still employ my soon-to-be ex-brother-in-law, so many hyphens, who is turning around and giving her money as an allowance, $500 a week for groceries, $3,000 a month for rent and utilities. My mom is constantly caught in the middle and babysitting as they will not work with each other on modifying schedules if things happen to come up. There's a lot of nuance and details that go into it because it is a mess. But my basic questions are, am I a bitch? Did I go too hard? I feel so bad for my mom, caught in the middle. So do I need to bridge a gap and be there for my sister as well, even though she enrages me to no end with her disrespect and two-faced nature? I look forward to hearing your opinions as the eldest sister and the youngest sister. All my best because you are the best. Rachel, thank you so much. Wow.
Wow. Like, just that, I love that, like, you guys have been bowling since a young age and she was, like, taking lessons. It's like,
because also,
the Big Lebowski version of instead of being like, oh, I really want to improve my tennis game. So you, like, go to the club and you start an affair with the tennis pro, but instead it's bowling.
How did
like,
your
I'm
husband
obsessed.
not ask about that? Be like, wait, bowling lesson? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Bowling lessons?
Bowling
lessons until 4 o'clock in the morning?
But they've been
I'd love to ask
their
about
whole
this.
lives, so it kind of makes sense, I guess, that she wanted to get better. I don't know. I mean, Rachel, this is so complicated.
Oh, I
First
am
of all,
tiny clapping at you. I am like, give me that tea, love it, love it.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment specialist who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Thanks for selling your car to Carvana. Here's your check.
Whoa, when did I get here?
What do you mean?
I swear it was just moments ago that I accepted a great offer from Carvana Online. I must have time traveled to the future.
It was just moments ago. We do same-day pickup. Here's your check for that great offer.
It is the future.
It's the present and just the convenience of Carvana. Sorry to blow your mind.
It's all good. Happens all the time.
Sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times may vary and fees may apply.
your text is bitchy as hell.
Yeah.
Like, this is a bitchy ass text.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve that. She's treating you all like an asshole. She's being a bitch.
Yes.
So sometimes if no one else is going to call you out, it kind of is up to your family to call you out. You know, like if friends can't get through to you and whatever, it's like the people that have known you the longest. I don't care how close you are. Like, I just kind of want to know if this like came out of nowhere with B. Like, she's 32 years old and she was with her husband for 8 years. Has she just suddenly become a narcissist? Because this is all very narcissistic behavior. This is very like, oh, I have plans and my kids are off school, so I need help. So who's going to do it? Like, it's very me. And like, it sounds like, I don't know, like her husband is trying to get her to go on dates and go to counseling and kind of repair their marriage, and she's just done. And that's okay if she's just done, but has she always been this like narcissistic kind of personality?
You also have to remember too, they do have a nonverbal autistic 3-year-old.
Yes.
So I imagine that lots of things changed in their marriage that maybe they didn't expect to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that, like, of course I am just assuming here, but I'm trying to give, not that I'm saying that I'm excusing the cheating, not that I'm excusing all of this experience, because I do wonder, it's like, it's a great question, Kara, because it's like, was this just a mental break? Was this like her brain not being able to take all of it? Like, you talk about the ex-husband's job. Did she have a job? Was she a full-time parent of an 18-month-old and a nonverbal autistic 3-year-old, which I imagine also would really weigh on you over time? I also know parents that have been under this kind of weight and haven't done this kind of thing. So I'm not saying that
Listen,
it is
life
all...
life is full of suffering and struggle. It's what we do with it.
It is.
Like,
it's just that in that end question, because you're right. Only a sibling or is a cousin or sometimes somebody in your family can say the hard shit to a person. But it also is sometimes that person that could give them eventually the benefit of the doubt. Because you're talking about like your mom and what your mom's going through. And that at this time, you really aren't thinking about what your sister is going through and the emotional turmoil, because she is actively burning the world to the ground. But it is those moments when people are actively burning the world to the ground, when they are pushing everybody away, that sometimes it is needed for someone to get in there to be like, what's going on? But I will also say that person B is not asking for help, and is not seeing that anything that they are doing is wrong. And if that continued, I would not want to continue speaking to that person.
And is like lying. I mean,
Yes.
she's actively asking her family for help while lying. She said, he's financially controlling, but you've been having an affair. I mean, not that these things are mutually exclusive, maybe his financial controlling and stuff, but then the sister's making it sound like again, you this is a very biased email. Like we're reading the bias of the sister in this email, of course, Rachel.
Of course, yeah.
You can't stop your biases, but so I don't know what's going on in her marriage to Jay, because you're making it sound like the husband is really trying. He got a job at the family business to keep things afloat. He's fucking paying out the ass $4,000 a month to keep her afloat somewhere else because she wants more quote unquote freedom. And then it turns out it's all an affair and that it's all about her own wants and needs. Like if she met someone else and was like, I'm having feelings for this person, and wanted to end the marriage, before anything came, there are ethical ways to go about doing these kind of things that aren't faking bowling lessons. And then you say she ran through the pro shop like a Kleenex. I'm assuming that you're saying you have proof that she has fucked many people out during her marriage and has sort of been betraying her husband for a while. And so I just want to know, is B blowing up her life? Is this normal behavior? Has she been like this since a child? Because that's one thing, as opposed to she got married. Marriage wasn't what she thought it was going to be. Kids were a lot more challenging than she thought it would be. And the effect that has on the marriage and your sense of self, what we talked about at the top of this episode.
Right.
And so she set out to find herself again and through an affair and all this. Is it more of that situation? Because that you feel like you can almost be like, girl, what's going on with you? Let's talk about this. Are you okay? It just feels like you're self-sabotaging and then accusing the family of sabotaging you. And that's not what we're doing. So if she's been like this forever and your text message came out of a lifetime of anger of bitch, I'm done with this shit. Whatever, you said what you had to say. I don't care really how bitchy it is. I do think though that it's tough because I know I've definitely done this myself, but there has to also be a point where your mom stands up for herself.
Right.
You can't just be the person that's the way you're treating mom isn't okay, because your sister could say, mom doesn't seem to mind.
Right.
Mom is showing up with the checkbook. Mom is showing up with the babysitting
I think it's
hands,
more the conversation with mom rather than bridging the gap between the two of you. I think it is continuing the communication of how you guys feel with her and the family, because also important, those kids. You don't want to lose the kids. And you also even brought up how much this is going to be affecting them. Of course, they're little now, but it is obviously going to affect them, and it's only going to affect them more and more. And one thing I would say is that, especially since the ex brother-in-law is still working for the family, and I'm assuming if he's going to continue being a part of the family business as well, maybe also maintaining you and your mom's relationship with the kids through the ex-brother-in-law.
Yeah, if your sister is untenable and is using emotional warfare, you can still make sure that you're a part of your niece and nephew or you didn't even give their genders, but your nibblings or whatever you call them.
Yes.
You can still be in those kids' lives. I agree with that. Yeah, I guess because it's I just think there's two ways of handling this. If she's a lifetime narcissist, and this is just another in a series of, then I can see why you would want to just cut ties. And I mean, it's August right now as of receiving this email, and you haven't spoken since December. So that's 8 months of silence. Are you functioning with it being able to, do you miss her?
Right.
Are you functioning with being able to see the children and help out with them a little bit? What has been
changed? Yes. And how is it working?
Because if it's literally, this is, oh my God, this is just how she's been acting the last year, then I would maybe be more I would be more likely to advise you to say, okay, maybe go to her and say, this has gone on long enough. My feelings of anger, while I feel warranted, I lashed out in text message, and I'm sorry if I came off too aggressive, but I was feeling very I was just a commodity to you. I was just a person to use for childcare. And you don't check in about me. You don't see how my family's doing. You barely registered that my dog passed away that I'd had for a long time, besides this little text message. So, like if you're having like a full, it's not a midlife crisis, she's 32, but like if you're having some kind of full crisis, that's fine. Let's work on that together. Let's figure out how we can get you help, because like I just feel like you hopping from boyfriend to boyfriend and like blowing up relationships with your family and doing all this, it's like I'm worried about you, but I just don't know where you stand with her.
It's so important to know whether this is the first time it's happened or not, because like a friend of mine, like a couple of years ago, her sister also flew off the handle, was burning the whole life to the ground. She had no idea. It had never happened before. She flew there, like, what's going on? Found out something very traumatic had happened to her sister like 6 months prior. She didn't tell anybody about it. And then she ended up, and it was like this whole, where it's like, because her sister was like, you've never, like, what is happening? What? And even though this sister was like putting out all the barbs to push everybody away, since it was the first time it had ever happened, her sister was like, no, babe, I'm coming to you. I need to have my arms around you. What's going on? You know? So I wish you all the best. I need you to know though, it is okay to cut people out of your life. It is okay to cut family out of your life. And I feel like it is something that we are now starting to get a little bit more accustomed to taking care of ourselves, because it's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult because no matter what, the other person, even if you decide to cut someone out of your life, the other person obviously is going through something. And it's so hard. And maybe this just comes from my drippingly empathetic brain sometimes, that it's so hard for me to not be like, but what they're going through. But it's like, that's a people pleaser trait.
Yeah.
That is all, like, it is, sometimes I'm a slave to my empathy, and that's why 25% more of a bitch. I'm proud of you, Rachel. I'm proud of you for sticking up for yourself. I'm proud of you for sticking up for your mom. And also, can I just say, even though very bitchy text, very well written. If I had received that text, I would have been like, I am over. I am dead. I do not exist anymore.
Like, what do I want? I don't know where you get the prescription for your audacity. The number one.
Oh my God. Where do you get the prescription for your audacity?
Yeah. Basically, how can you be the head bitch in charge if you have no friends or family to walk all over?
Oh my God.
I just love it.
It is just, I mean, chef's kiss of bitchery here that is deserved. And especially when you're watching two little kids have to suffer.
No loyalty breeds no loyalty. Is that from Game of Thrones or something?
I love it.
I've never heard that.
I'm legitimately writing it down. No loyalty breeds no loyalty. I get you. And also, there really is just something. It's so funny. I talk about this with Jeff a lot, who only has brothers. I'm like, you don't understand what happens between sisters. You'll never get it. You will never understand it.
Because like I have a pretty good relationship with my sister, and if she started doing something like this, I would be like, I would be concerned. But if she had, you said you're not that close, maybe that's because she's been a lifelong narcissist and now you're just at the end of your rope, and you have an absolute right to be. And in that case, I would just kind of leave things the way they are. But like Jackie and I said, we just are like, try to not leave the kids behind, because that sounds like, and also they shouldn't honestly suffer and lose family because of their mom's mistakes.
The brother-in-law, like, I feel bad for the fucking brother-in-law too, who's just trying to do what he's got to do.
That's also the version we're getting from Rachel.
I know.
You never know what goes on in a marriage. Maybe there's stuff going on with B and J that we don't know. But I also appreciate you, even though you named them letters, you named them BEE and JAY. So I could actually like
distinguish
them as, but I could think of them as like people with names rather than like figure X and figure Y. When you get into too much of that, I can't follow along, as I've said before. But thank you so much for writing in. Let us know. Give us a follow-up. The bowling aspect of it sent me to the moon. I loved it so much. I love I hope that this doesn't taint your love for bowling.
Oh my God, I hope it doesn't.
Because you're like, I hope you have fun bowling or whatever the fuck you're doing. It's so good.
Do Crohn's disease symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help. At 12 weeks, rapid symptom remission was achieved in most patients taking Tremfya, and some experienced visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Explore what's possible and ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment specialist who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Okay, let's listen to a voicemail.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, ladies. Absolutely love the podcast and love you both. I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. My partner and I have been together almost 9 years, and we have had what I would call a really great relationship up until about 2 years ago when he was diagnosed with end-stage kidney failure. He got an autoimmune disease, and everything went to shit after that. He and I are doing home dialysis 5 times a week under the supervision of DaVita. It takes up a lot of time. He can't really work. Basically, our whole lives have changed overnight, and I am not only working full-time and overtime, but I am his caregiver, and I do all the domestic chores, and it's a whole lot. But that's not exactly what I wanted to
sending you love.
Ask about. So, because he's young, he's 37, he's very angry, and that's understandable with this type of illness because it's changed his whole life, and it fucking sucks, and it sucks for both of us. Of course, it sucks differently for me, but anyway.
It still sucks, babe.
He has started taking his anger out on me. He just yells at me pretty consistently now, like once or twice a week. It's gotten to the point where the cats are afraid of him. He doesn't hurt them physically or anything, but just everybody in the house is tense all the time because he's so angry. We can't really afford to do counseling regularly. I'm barely keeping us afloat. We could probably do a few sessions, which I think we should. And he has said he'll go find a group or someone to talk to or something, but he hasn't done anything about it. So my question is, I know illness is the bitch. Am I the bitch if I talk to his mom? Is he just the bitch? I mean, I think probably yes, but it's in some ways understandable. But at the same time, like, I'm the only one here taking care of him, and he's taking out all of his horrible emotions on me. And I just want to know if it seems totally inappropriate for me to talk to his mom, who lives a couple hours away, and be like, hey, like, I need help with your son. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. It's gotten to the point where it's hard to function because I'm in emotional distress all the time. Does that make me the bitch if I do that? Is there something else I should do? Talking to him has not been going well because he'll yell at me the very next day after saying he's not going to yell at me anymore over something minor or really nothing at all. So I don't know what to do anymore. And I've gotten to the point where I don't respond very well. So I guess maybe everybody's the bitch. Mainly illness is a bitch. But any advice you could offer me would be greatly appreciated. I'm at my wit's end here, and, there's still a lot of love there, but it's getting to the point where I'm like, is our relationship going to survive this illness? Because I'm not thinking it's going to if things don't change, but I don't know what to do. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, man.
Illness is definitely the bitch. I need you to know that you are not the bitch in this scenario. It is illness that is definitely the bitch. What you are undergoing is very difficult. It is every second of your waking and asleep life that is something that weighs on you every second of every day. It is completely understandable after years of it to get to a point that you refuse to take that anymore. And it is, up top, I just want you to feel that I am swathing you in love because this is
such
difficult
a shitty
to go
situation because you don't deserve this. And honestly, like from an actual, just like logistical standpoint, it's like, you're the one that's making all of the money and providing all of the care. And if he pushes you to the point of a break where you could lose your job, or you know what I mean, like you could walk out. It's just like this is untenable. This is not how things can go. I mean, my first thought was like, I know that you probably can't afford like really expensive like couples therapy and stuff like that, but there are like social workers that are associated with hospitals and with like certain healthcare programs that I have to think that like insurance would at least partially pay for. Like I know that there are specific social workers that provide support to patients and families, and a lot of them will be like specific to cancer, specific to kidney disease, like specific to exactly what you're going through. Because I have friends that do that, you know? So that's like my first thing is that a third party needs to get involved here. And if you can't get like a third party that's going to like set up systems and plans for like, here's what we do if you feel upset and you're feeling irritable, like you ask for space, you do this, you do that. I don't know what the various tools would be like, but that, like if you cannot find a person like a health professional or a mental health professional that can do that, then I do think going to his mom is a completely, or other members of his family is a completely valid option. Like just say, if you could come out here for a week every other month or something, like I know but she's not that far away. If it's only a couple hours, it's not even a plane ride. Like other people need to help here. Like you cannot just be taking this all on yourself.
No, it's time for you to go. It is so difficult for so many of us to ask for help, especially in this. And I imagine in the situation that you're in, or maybe I am just using the situation that I just went through with my parents and end of life care as well, that it takes a lot out on the people around you and what you're expected to do. And it puts way more on you than you have the ability to do. And it is okay, not only okay, but you need to ask for help. You need to ask whoever you can, because right now you are drowning and we're throwing you life preservers. You need talk to his mother. I wonder what the relationship is between him and his mother and how this would go down. Like when you go to talk to her, do you feel that this is bringing in someone that is going to help and change the situation? Because I do worry, even the way that you brought it up of like, I guess I could talk to her, and I understand no one wants to go to other family members to be like, I need help, I can't handle this, especially in a marriage. You want to be like, you know, that's everything my mom kept saying was that like, this is my job as his wife. I am here.
I mean, I don't know if they're actually
this.
married. She says,
I apologize. I mean, I've been in a but not the actual process of marriage, a relationship. Yes, it's a long-term relationship. It is the idea that like you are in this to do this, but this is way above your partnership degree.
Yeah, this is above what you can handle, I feel.
And that's okay. It's not, it shouldn't be all on you. He's 37 years old. You didn't expect this right now. And I would say that like, something that I just learned in going through all of this with my family is that like if you get an end of life diagnosis, you can oftentimes talk with hospice and you can get a lot of care covered through hospice, have someone come you need help. And the problem is that in this country that nothing is covered in insurances for a nurse to come in and help. Nothing is covered. Yeah. How are you expecting how are you expecting people to do this? There's no help. But That's why we have to find the help, because there is. And there are ways to get help, because you're right. He also, you guys both need therapy. And of course, I wish you could be talking to someone. I wish he could be talking to someone. I wish you both could be talking to someone. But we all know in this day and age that a lot of us can't afford all of that. And it is, but there are, you even brought it up, support groups. I started looking when my mom was going through all of this. I found support groups for her to specifically go to talk about taking care of a partner with dementia, and to go to talk about it, to find out more, because she would ask me things and I didn't know anything about it. I couldn't help at all. And there are support systems, but it's hard to get him to go, okay, fine, he doesn't want to. Maybe you start going, and maybe that's something that in the future you could get him to go with you. But I know that he's so angry right now. And man, I got to tell you, I'm sure I would be too.
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm
understand why he's acting the way he's acting, but you do not deserve to be treated like that.
And there's even like support groups that you could do that are like digital, where you don't even have to go anywhere.
Yes.
And people could give you so many strategies for how to handle this.
Of them.
Like, I mean, just Googling this right now, I'm finding like a bunch of stuff, but obviously that's just because I'm like a little Virgo, like let's figure this out right now kind of person. And that's not like really what I think you need from us. I think you just like, you want permission to be like, am I a bitch if I just can't carry this all on my fucking back? And you can't, and that's fine. And you shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't.
And I think that like, it's also like he is being a bitch, but he's within, obviously within his rights. He's upset. He's angry at the world. You should not be the punching bag.
No.
And it sounds like you've told him that, but he's not really listening. It's still happening. It's creating a tense environment in your home. Like, that's not how you should have to live. Like, or your cats for that fucking matter. So I think sitting down with him at a time where like maybe things are good, not right after a fight or anything, and going, listen, like, I just really need to talk to you about my bandwidth. Like, I feel like I am not able to handle a lot of like I've come to the end of my rope, like with a lot of the emotional labor that I am having to do and the tension that's going on in the house. And I really feel like we need to make a couple of changes. Number one, I think you need to be going to a support group or seeing a social work or something like that. And you just need to say, I know you've said you're going to look into that, but you really haven't. Do you need help? Do you want to do it together? Or can I give you a date that is like in 2 weeks that you'll have that done by? Can we start setting some deadlines? Because otherwise, like, this situation is just untenable. I just cannot keep living like this. Also, another idea I had is, can I contact your mom? I understand if you don't feel like you want to contact your mom behind his back. You didn't make it clear whether you'd done that already or he had said, no, don't do that.
Or is he going to flip out when she says that? Like, that's what I also worry is like, if it like, is talking to him about it going to make him be upset? Because I also feel like there comes a point that I feel like I would get pushed to where it's like, there are also state-run facilities that you can go to.
Yeah, I think you need to also stay calm.
Yes.
And if he starts flipping out, be like, this is the kind of behavior that I'm talking about. I don't deserve to be treated like this. I'm trying to help you through this. I love you. And I feel I deserve to be treated with respect. Like, if he flips out about the suggestion of contacting your mom, but I think you should just say, I'm thinking about contacting your mom. I think I need to get away for a couple of days and I'd like her to stay here with you. I'm thinking I need to pick up a hobby where I can get out of the house and do some shit.
Yes,
I need to go to a paint and sip class. I need to do whatever.
Yes.
And it would be great if your mom could come out for a few days here and there, or a brother or a cousin. Like, does he have no other family? Like, you just have to say, like, I feel I'm coming to the end of my ability to do this alone.
Oh yeah.
And so what are our options and what is the plan? And if he gets angry at you, like, just literally try to stay as calm as possible and be like, if you are unwilling to make some of these things happen, I'm going to have to make them happen on my own. And honey, if he's unwilling past that,
I mean, babe,
I don't know
take
what
care
you're
of
gonna
yourself.
do. Like, you got to take care of yourself. Like, I'm not saying like abandon your ill partner, but I'm also just saying, like, if he does make it to the other side of this illness, like, will the love still be there? Because he'll have literally drowned it out with all of his anger. And he needs like psychosocial support. He needs counseling. He needs a lot of these things that I do believe there's national organizations that offer some of this stuff. There's, insurance, like maybe even that.
I mean, I don't know
DaVita
right now.
that you mentioned.
Maybe not this year anymore, Kara. I don't know.
But I do think there is stuff stuff out there, and that's not just like paying a $300 an hour couples counselor. You know what I mean? Like, because a couples counselor might not even have the same specific social work background that somebody who does this with kidney patients has. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to tell you to like leave anyone, but I think if you go to him with your desire to have a plan, to make a plan, and you coming to him emotionally open and vulnerable, telling him like, I just can't do this anymore.
I can't do this. It can't this.
And he does not respond to your various suggestions or agree to actually be proactive in making a plan, then I think you could be down the road very honest and just say, I can't see myself continuing to live like this.
Yeah.
And he can take with that what he wants, you know?
And
like,
it's going to make you feel selfish.
Illness is fucking awful, but you cannot treat the people that are helping you. No. You are not the one that gave him this problem. You know, like you are not to blame here. You are standing by his side and probably helping him more than you hear about men. Not to flip things around, but men leave all the time when their spouses get fatal illnesses. Like they do. They're like, I don't have this in me. And they bounce. You are standing by him. And I'm not saying women don't do that sometimes too, but you're standing by him and you don't deserve to be treated like this. So go for,
Get reach out and get that help. And we are sending you so
sending
much
you so much love. Like, let us know how it goes.
Please.
We love an update, and I'd love to know that he responded to what you said or didn't, and we can take it from there. Okay, let's go to this next voicemail. This is definitely a lot less serious.
All right.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jackie. Absolutely love the show. I'm calling in because I might be the bitch. I yelled at a child. I did. I live in New Mexico, and every year we have the balloon fiesta, and there's thousands and thousands of hot air balloons, and it's gorgeous and wonderful. Last year in October, it was our annual balloon fiesta. Opening day, Saturday morning, 7 a.m., a child who's about 12 lives in the yard behind us and was jumping up and down on his trampoline, screaming at the top of his lungs about the hot air balloons. And after about 10 minutes, I did open up the back door and I screamed, "Shut up," at the top of my lungs. And that didn't work. The child proceeded to just get louder and louder. But I know that I pissed the parents off. And yeah, so I think I am a bitch for yelling at a child, but also are the parents a bitch for letting their children scream and yell that early in the morning? Yeah, no stakes. I hope to say I won't ever yell at a child again, but I don't know if that's true. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
I could say I'll never yell at a child again.
Listen, never say never. Half the time they deserve it. I like this one. I think this is so funny because we get a lot of ones of people being like, is it bad that I kind of yelled at a child or I was kind of bitchy to a child? And like, first of all, this is a 12-year-old. So this isn't like a kid that's like
it's not a 4-year-old, you know,
there should be some impulse control. There should be some like politeness or whatever. I don't think screaming "shut up" to a 12-year-old it's funny, but it's not going to work. You know, like a 12-year-old fucking digs their heels in. You know what I mean? Like,
it's only going to get more annoying.
Almost a teenager.
Honestly, if I were the parents, I would be more annoyed with the fact that you yelled "shut up" and my kid got more annoying. I think that's what I would be upset and call you a bitch over. It's the fact that you made the 12-year-old be even louder in the morning. Thanks so fucking much. Because you know what? Here's the thing. I feel like it's in the same way when you get upset about a baby crying on an airplane, when it's like you're so angry at the parents, as if a parent can force the child to stop screaming. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel that it is different in that situation because if you're in your home and you're hearing it that early, it does kind of stir up, I feel like crazy thoughts of like, well, if I set the trampoline on fire, then, well, the kids will never scream about hot air balloons ever again. And I feel like it, as someone that is childless, I feel like sometimes I go to such a fever pitch with an annoyance that I have to immediately remember they're just kids.
Yeah. And also, like, the parents probably could have had no idea how loud he was being. Like, if they're in the house and he's being super loud, like, it probably just would have taken. Your options could have been leaning out the window and going, hey, buddy, is there any way we could take the volume down a little bit? And like, maybe he would have listened and maybe he would have been like, fuck you. And then you can really take it to the parents and be like, your kid was really rude. I asked nicely, but when you start out at like an 11, it's hard to. So like,
although would you flip out if someone yelled shut up at your kids? Like, you would probably flip out, right? Or would it depend on what your kids were doing?
I don't know. It would depend on what they were doing. Like if they were just outside screaming and someone said, shut up, you're right. I'd probably go, easy, they're kids, but my kids are much younger. Like if my 12-year-old was outside fucking screaming, I might be like, dude, what are you, stop.
Why are we doing this?
But then also, like I do tend to think that parents should go through parents, but also I have told little kids to stop doing stuff, to like not do things that are rude or dangerous before. Like I do kind of feel like we're all like, we can all parent in a village sometimes, you know, especially if a kid's doing something that annoys me. Like
or when you grab a kid, like I remember like in New York, I remember walking to work and a kid, like a toddler went running out and so I literally grabbed the kid because he went right past me. And then the parent screamed at me that I touched their kid. And I was like,
that's insane.
He was running out into the road.
That's insane.
I literally laughed at them and went, okay, and just put the kid down and continued walking. And I was like, it was a natural reaction. I don't usually touch strangers' children.
Psychotic.
But like,
that's psychotic. That's like you're saving a life. Like that's crazy. That's like you give someone mouth to mouth and they're like, how dare you sexually harass me and kiss me when I was drowning and my mouth was filled with cool water.
Drowning.
Yeah, like my lungs.
Yes.
Like that's so fucking crazy. But like, somebody did the exact same thing for me. He saved my kid and I could not stop thanking him. I was just like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
He grabbed him before he ran into traffic. But this is like a little bit of a different thing.
This is not that.
Like parents, and this kind of thing, parents should like deal with parents or whatever. But you could have approached the kid first, just politely, because I just think shut up. I don't know. I think kind of coming at anything with shut up at the top of your lungs, even with adults, is like, and trust me, I get
not
furious,
you anywhere.
but I do think you kill more bees with honey or attract more bees with honey or whatever. You're not supposed to kill them. They're helping the earth.
Yeah. No, you just stomp. We smashing the bees.
No, but you attract more bees with honey. Like I do think like, if somebody's out mowing their lawn, it's fucking 7 a.m. Like my dad, I'm at my fucking parents' house. My dad's grinding beans at 6:30 and instead of yelling shut up downstairs, which I could do, he's my dad, I just went the next day. I came down, I said, Dad, could I ask that bean grinding be moved to at least 8 a.m.? Is that possible? Is that possible? Like
I would, what, at this point, I guess, how do you feel about the parents next door? Do you feel, since you are next door neighbors, would you go over and be like, hey, all right, shouldn't have yelled shut up your kid, but also could we not do trampoline with the jumping on the trampoline
X hour
at 7 a.m.
something like that?
And I think that's it, Kara. I think that we finally have come around to it's like, if you want to, or, you just do the kind of thing that I would do and just pretend like it never happened and just continue on with your life and just hope that they're not actually secretly mad at you.
You could also just like when you do this little apology, I just opened the window and yelled shut up. I didn't realize right away that it was
there's a kid.
That feels like a white lie you could get away with. But I don't know. Maybe it's like it had to be him because you know him and you like went to his birthday party and you know his voice. I don't know. I'm just saying this one made me laugh, and that Balloon Festival is supposed to be quite exquisite. So maybe we can't blame this kid for being pumped.
I mean, that's the thing. People
travel around the world to go to that damn thing.
I know. And so I do kind of understand how exciting that must be. But no.
I almost made this one a bitchlet, and then I thought, no, it's funny. We gotta keep it.
I love it.
We got to keep it into the main show. All right, let's get to our next email.
You got
Hi, Kara and Jackie. Love the show. I've loved Jackie for a while from LPN Network, but this is my first intro to you, Kara, and I love you. Thank you so much. That's so nice. You both make me aspire to be more of a bitch.
Yes.
Good. That's all we're here to do. So I'll be a little general with the details, and I won't give my name because I know the person involved listens to the network. Probably not this show, but you never know.
Ooh.
Okay. that was a little shady. That was a bit of a read. They could listen to this show.
You should. Yeah, maybe they are listening to the show.
Maybe they are. You don't know. Okay. Anyway, I started training martial arts a few years ago. I wanted to get some confidence back after experiencing SA. And this is Kara talking. I'm so sorry
I'm sending
that
you
happened
so
to
much
you.
love.
It worked, and I'm in a much better place now.
Fuck yes, bitch.
It worked a little too well, though, and now I'm hooked and training to fight on shows. I love this sport. I love my gym, and I love to fight. Good for you.
Awesome.
Good for her. Here's the issue. 2 years ago, another fighter who I admire started flirting with me. I told him I'm engaged, but I couldn't bring myself to totally shut it down.
Okay.
It felt good to get noticed and exciting after feeling so low about myself for such a long time following the SA situation. He kissed me one night when we were hanging out after training, and it was like electricity. We started an affair and eventually slept together twice. For me, it felt more than just a physical attraction, and I started to develop feelings. I know he did too, but I shut it down because despite everything, I love my partner and I don't want to leave him. We talked and decided to stay friends, but shut down the physical side of our relationship.
Okay.
Since then, we've flirted a little, and sometimes our messages have gotten a little steamy, but nothing more. But I can't get over him. I know the friendship probably isn't helping, but we're both so committed to our gym that we're going to see each other regardless, so we might as well be friendly. I also just love hanging out with him. He's so much fun and makes me laugh constantly. He's also ridiculously fucking talented, and I love watching him compete. He makes me feel like a teenager again. I get breathless and nervous around him. I keep trying to convince myself it's just a crush, but I can't let it go. Wow. I love my partner, but now it feels like there's a wedge between us. I have feelings for someone else, and I'm finding myself pulling away from him. Before all of this happened, I was madly in love and would have never looked at another man. He's hurt me a lot over the years, and I've forgiven him more times than I can count. That never weighed on me before, but now I feel resentful. I know I'm the bitch for being unfaithful. I guess what I really want to know is how I get over this man. I know leaving a 12-year relationship with a mortgage and a dog for a sexy fighter who makes me laugh is insane, but I can't stop wondering what if. Thanks, guys. Even if this doesn't make the show, just writing it out felt cathartic. Love you both.
Good. Sending you love. Oh, it's a difficult situation.
Damn, this is complicado,
It's
baby.
a difficult situation. I mean,
This
out
is so
the gate,
complicated.
Personally, as someone that loves red hot, and I completely get this, you know, I understand where your brain is at when you're just like, I can't stop thinking about them. But like the especially when you describe it as electricity, I hate to say that I know that you're so connected to your specific gym. And I don't know where you are, so you might not be in a place like Los Angeles that you could just, find one in another corner.
Right.
But I think you gotta get a new gym. I think you gotta
separate. Here's the thing that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, the friendship needs to end here. If you really want to stay with your partner, but I gotta say, it kind of doesn't sound like you want to really stay with your partner. The email started out that you did, but then it moved towards... You shouldn't just stay in the relationship with your partner just because it's been 12 years.
Right.
And you have a
because
mortgage
it's
and a
easier.
dog.
And you have a mortgage.
And you have responsibilities, and that's just like what it's been for 12 years. If you feel like, what happened to you is actually a life-changing experience.
Of course it is.
And you could be a different person on the other side of that.
Well, you are a different person on the other side of it.
And like your gym has helped you kind of find that other person. And maybe you're sort of saying, it's hard to kind of parse out the difference between this is just exciting and he's involved with this thing that I like. Like, hopefully it's not just like, we have this hot, but he makes you laugh. It sounds like you've got a bunch in common.
Especially when you're both doing something you really like that you both are very connected to. How sexy is it when you're around someone else that loves something passionately? Like, it's so enthralling. Like, even that alone, that's why I'm saying that, like, I feel like watching him fight over and over, like, I feel like that's not helping your situation. But maybe, like you said, Kara, I mean, you even brought up the fact that, like, your partner has hurt you a lot over the years. And what's that about? What happened with those things? Have you been processing that stuff? Has like the person previous you, were you processing those things as you went through? Have you, hopefully, I do hope, I'm so happy because as someone that like, I definitely can find a lot of saving myself and working out, and I completely understand, but I do hope also you are talking through this with somebody that's not just your partner, not just sexy fighter. You do need to be talking about not only what happened to you, but also getting to know the person you are now.
Yeah.
You are different, and that's completely understandable. And maybe you don't want the mortgage and the dog, and maybe there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
What is wrong with it is what you do with that information. That it is, that's where it gets into kind of like bitch territory.
Right. Like you definitely, I think when you cross the line and actually began a physical relationship, that goes into bitch territory. Like we don't condone, cheating on people, but so obviously the perfect world situation, which is never perfect, is that once you started feeling these feelings, you would have maybe asked your partner for a break to investigate like what's going on with, what these feelings that you're feeling. And then maybe you guys end up back together, but you didn't do that. And so now, now you're maintaining a friendship with someone that you're still like super falling in love with, like obviously,
Yes.
And if you really, really want to stay with your partner, like that's what I'm saying. No, step one is you got to interrogate within yourself. Do I want to stay with this partner? Or am I just comfortable because it's been 12 years? And because now when you start saying that it's bringing up old shit he's done to me, that makes me feel like you're pulling apart for a lot of other reasons as well.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, I know this sounds silly, but even you said writing it out feels cathartic. Journal. I find so much. I get so much from stream of consciousness, free writing in a journal, and like physically with a pen. I feel that it is different. That if, something that helped me get through, like realizing that the partner that I was with for a long time, that maybe I shouldn't be with them anymore, is noticing those things that 4 paragraphs into an email, what starts coming out.
Yeah.
Like as you start stream of consciously writing of like things that are brought up, things of how I feel, of things that have happened to me in the relationship, and then these things start coming out. Like I'm saying, if you're not able to talk to a therapist, if you can't, if you don't have the insurance for it, something like that, writing out and being like, what do I feel about our long-term relationship?
Because I think you decide, I do want to stay with this person. This is the guy for me. I'm just in it for like the sort of excitement and intrigue of being with this guy that I really like at the gym. But I actually really think that long-term, when I'm 80, I want to be with this man. So that's A. And then if that's the case, if that's the decision that you make, you gotta cut the friendship with this guy.
Yes.
You gotta say, we can't text anymore.
Delete the number.
Yes. You gotta like block the number, and you gotta say, if like Jackie said, you're in a small area and this is like the gym where you like have found all this solace or whatever.
Ask him to go figure it out.
Or at least say, can we talk about when you go to the gym and when I go, and then
schedule it out,
decoordinate your schedules so that if you run into him once in a while, whatever, but that you're not constantly there at the same time into the night on going away to shows or whatever. I don't know what the logistics of fighting involve, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you got to do. Like there's not going to be this like, oh, I just like have this like fun little side friendship with this guy that I've had sex with a couple times and actually have a lot of feelings for. Like that is impossible. So I'm just telling you that. If even the fact that we mention that makes you kind of feel sick to your stomach,
then think about that.
Cut this man out of your life.
Think about that.
Then you need to think about that. And you kind of have to make a choice here, because I think I'm betting that even these Stevie text messages would make most of us upset if we were your partner.
Yeah.
So I think if you're wondering what if, I think it's completely fine it's not insane to think that you could have a relationship with the sexy fighter. Maybe once you figure out what you're going to do, if you are going to choose sexy fight, like I wouldn't even jump right into a relationship with the sexy fighter, but I would ask him like, hey, I'm thinking about ending my relationship, and like maybe you and I can sort of slowly see what it would be like if we had if we were dating. I mean, maybe that's not what the sexy fighter wants. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. You didn't get into that. So, like, I just think this just comes down to You're a bit of a bitch for starting an affair, but you put an end to it and you're recognizing it. And you didn't let it go on forever. And I think people can move past stuff like this.
Yes.
I
think once you recognize, why did I make this choice?
Yes.
Who am I right now? And why am I making these choices? Is this something that a previous version of you would, like you even said, like you were so into your partner before. So explore you. This is the time to really explore yourself and self-care. And I wish you all the best because I don't envy this situation.
But again, it's like everybody accuses us of hating men. We don't hate men. We're both in love with men. But I do think that it is a female tendency to be like, well, it's a 12-year relationship. How can I give up on that kind of thing? I mean, men do that all the fucking time. Men don't have a counter clock most of the time for how long it's been or what, that you have a mortgage and a dog. It's like, oh, my feelings changed. It's I understand that that's complicated. That adds a lot of complication, but don't just get wrapped up in the fact that this feels too crazy to happen because it could easily happen.
Yes.
This could easily happen.
Yes.
But I know you don't want to hurt your partner. But again, I think you just really need to get in there and be like, is this the guy? Is the partner the guy?
Because this is what's hurting your partner. Because now it is and I know that it seems like your partner is not aware as of right now. We're not even telling you to tell. I'm just saying that really figure out what you want. And when was the last time you asked yourself what you only has nothing to do with how your partner feels about it? What do you want? And it's difficult sometimes for us because I feel like we think it's selfish.
Yeah.
And, I do feel that I do think it is selfish to cheat sometimes, depending on the situation. I think it is, there are times when you have to think about
and I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's it's been 12 years. Yeah, there's a mortgage. It would be complicated, but it is okay for you to think about yourself and what you want. Because regardless, of what happened with Fighter Guy, if you don't see partner being endgame, then what are we saying? Another 5 years in this until he does something else that you lose his trust for or whatever. I don't know, I think this is we can't.
Or maybe you do talk to your partner. I don't know what kind of relationship you guys have now at this point, but it's maybe there is if you feel that you choose your partner and that this is something you want to work
that's
through.
The other thing. Do you tell him? I
don't know. I think that it is definitely, if you can go to couples therapy, I would really recommend it. Man, it's so ridiculous that therapy,
everything we
couples
say
therapy,
is have you gone to
sex
therapy?
I know, but it's also ridiculous that it's not covered and that so many people can't get it and that so many people, it's just when it is something that I feel every single person could benefit from therapy. Even if you sit there silent the entire time.
Absent that, there is Esther Perel, and she has a great podcast, and she is a therapist where she talks very in depth about relationships and stuff like this. Because I don't know. We can't tell you exactly what to do. I'm just saying you're a bit of a bitch for being unfaithful, but you're less of a bitch because you stopped it. And I think that now you're just a bitch that needs to figure out what she wants.
You got to figure out. You're a bitch if you got to figure out. Yeah, you're a bitch that needs to get her groove back is what you are. And we support you. And I'm so sorry you've been through what you've been through. And I'm sending you so much love. And this is, sometimes when a traumatic event happens, it really fundamentally can change the rest of your life.
It changes the chemistry of your life, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean that the relationship you had with your partner before is bad.
No.
But I just find it interesting. And again, we only go off what you email us. But you started out despite everything, I love my partner and I don't want to leave him. But then by the end of it, we're talking about things he's done to hurt you, and would it be crazy for me to leave it? So I'm getting the feeling that you do kind of want to leave him, but that's literally, I'm going off of something written in Arial font on my computer screen right now. So I don't know. And maybe you don't know. It sounds like you don't.
Right.
So let's dig deeper and let's
figure it out.
Please update us and let us know. This fighter romance does seem very hot, but also I don't want you to make a rash decision that's,
just because I think it's sexy that I'm thinking of like a street fighter. I'm thinking of like a Street Fighter affair. And
because I feel like I just saw the Mortal Kombat trailer last night and now it's like I'm all,
whoa. Oh yeah. After it. So it's like, I'm just sending you love. It's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah. It's difficult in long relationships because you're always going to grow and change. And it is how you grow and change with another person. And sometimes you don't grow and change in the same direction. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that's wrong is what you end up choosing. And sometimes, man, we choose a bitchy. Sometimes we choose a bitchy.
Yeah, we choose
and it's okay. All right. We have to learn from it. We take it. We talk to each other about it. I love our Who's the Bitch community. This is why we bring it to this forum. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for writing in who'sthebitch.com. We want to be hearing from you guys. We love, and obviously, oh my God, with the inclusion of the text message, we love the receipts.
Love a receipt.
Oh, baby. Gimme more. And I do think about that Britney Spears song all the time.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Everybody who writes in, we are... Yeah, like we're taking a bit of a break now. You're not going to get a break in podcast because we've recorded all these episodes. You're getting episodes every week, but we'll be back and talking about our next live Bitchathon event and other fun stuff coming up on the podcast. We're excited for the fall. And if you are a person that goes by the equinox calendar, enjoy your last 2 weeks of summer before September 21st or 2nd or whatever it is.
Give me spooky season. As far as I'm concerned, it's already spooky season and you can't take that away from me.
But go to who'sthebitch.com to submit. Tell a friend. Go to our YouTube at youtube.com/@who'sthebee. Give us a subscribe on there.
Yes.
And, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, everybody.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment specialist who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.